reminds me of my Mariana.
How so, my lady?
Gentle, loving, hast thou a lover, my dear?
No, indeed, my lady.
Stand not on ceremony, thou canst speak to me of such things. We have been together so many years now. I have confided in thee so oft.
Tis my favorite part of the day, my lady.
And yet you remain silent.
I know not what to say.
Perhaps you do not trust that I will keep your counsel.
Oh, indeed, I
Is
have
it so?
I have all the faith in the world in you.
Huh? I will tell thee something. This is the last letter that my Mariana wrote to me. I was at the front in the last skirmish that we did have against France. Does thou remember?
Indeed.
And she stayed behind and wrote to me, just stay strong and never falter. And she knew that I would come home safe to her. Indeed, I did.
She was an extraordinary lady.
Indeed.
I shall never be her like again.
Dost thou know, Perdita, that I have oft thought that I should have gone off. I should have taken Mariana off and left Sebastian here to do as he would, and I should have had the last years with her out doing what I know not. Instead, I squandered that time here, and now I have her not and never shall again. And perhaps in my absence, Sebastian would have raised himself up, found a way to make himself the man that we needed him to be. What thinkest thou?
I think perchance he has become that man. I have not spent much time in his company, but he does seem much changed.
I would that it were true. I look for it, and yet I see it not.
Forgive me, madam. 'Tis difficult for a mother to see a child grown. Methinks thou dost still see him as the young boy that he was long ago, when he was strong-willed and did argue much. Perhaps thou dost not see him as he is now.
And what made thou so wise? What made thee so wise to say so to me? So much, Perdita, as if thou wert a grand philosopher.
Forgive me, my lady. I do observe. If I have angered thee, I will leave thee.
It is true that you have vexed me. Angered, no. I do not like to be thought wrong. I do not like to make ill-considered decisions. I do like to be seen forever at my best.
This I do know.
But I did ask for thy counsel, and thou gave it to me freely, and for that I am grateful, I suppose.
My lady, may I speak?
Speak, Perdita.
Thou hast always been the strength of our city. Thou hast always been the pillar. Perhaps 'tis time for thee to, dare I say, soften thy heart Thou dost not know what is before you. If thou keepst looking backwards, thou wilt not see.
Perdita, you, I fancy, see all that is good in every soul that you do lay your eyes upon. For you see into my heart and see nothing but goodness. And you see Sebastian the same. How can I take thy words as wisdom if all you do see is beneficence?
I do know thee. I do know thee.
I am a foul creature.
Nay!
I have shunned my last remaining child and turned him in to the weak sapling that he is.
But he has returned, and he doth love thee.
Again, you see what is right. It is as if, because you yourself are so true, that you see the world as your mirror.
I am not.
As if I look in this glass, and all that is reflected back to me is myself.
I have not been truthful with thee, not these many years. I have kept a secret in my heart. And if were I to tell you, thou should banish me to the farthest corners of the earth.
There is nothing that thou couldst say to me, my dear.
Indeed there is, indeed.
Well, then we shall tempt it not, and leave it for another day.
I do prithee, seest thou thyself as I do see thee?
I shall try to make this glass thine eyes. Good night.
Good night, my lady.
Oft have I seen dinners that went as poorly as that, yet in my wildest dreams ne'er could I have believed that Edgar and Sebastian could be so ill-suited for one another.
The disdain was palpable.
I fear that Sebastian may have died upon that very table. E'en so, when Edgar did take that sausage and bite it in twain.
His visage did pale by at least 4 shades.
I fear we shall never have to worry about our good friend Edgar finding himself in such a position as above us.
That would be horrible.
Yet 'tis his design, is it not?
'Tis.
And poor Sebastian, such a comely and handsome man, to find himself in a place as underneath the thumb of Edgar? That chair would be far better suited to a dog than Edgar.
Aye. Or perhaps a moose. For the moose is more stoic.
Now, in truth, what we do speak upon shouldst ne'er pass these very holy and hallowed walls.
Nay, not.
For Edgar, once he finds himself in the position that he surely is going to find himself, would have our heads upon the pikes, upon the very battlements.
I have a preference for my head to be connected to my shoulders via my neck.
I just feel poorly for Sebastian.
Aye. The child is in a position most uncomfortable. And yet, as Edgar's friends, how can we but not support him.
'Tis true. Perhaps his wildly ways in suitordom will find himself a comely match.
A comely match who has no position.
Indeed. I fear that if we do not support our friend, we shall find ourselves in most ill position. Yet if we do support our friend, we shall be doing an ill position for the entire kingdom.
'Tis a quandary.
Perhaps you should marry Sebastian.
Nay, nay.
'Tis your type.
Aye, 'tis quite the stunning young man. Shapely, muscular. His voice, I bet he sings like an angel.
But then it's settled then! You shall marry Sebastian!
I am far too old for him.
Then mayhaps you should marry Edgar.
Would you?
Aye, he's handsome, lovely, he sings like a lark.
Then have at him.
Nay. To our friend's chamber we go.
Yes.
And I hope we find ourselves not as advisors in this room. For if Edgar were to be the one advising, he would not take good favor to sage advice.
I would make a lovely vizier.
I tell thee, Sebastian, I heard it from his very lips. What I will, the details of which shall remain in my keeping. But mark me how I do celebrate the knowledge. If thou wouldst have the knowledge of your dear beloved, your dear betrothed, thou shalt needs make my pockets bulge.
In what manner?
Did you tell him of the bulging pockets?
Quiet! Felix!
Tell him of the bulge.
Lord Felix, silence thyself. I am about a plan.
I do think these be the most foolish people I've ever met in my life. And I've been to Denmark.
Therefore, do not sully my great plan, O Lord Felix and I thee. Sebastian, pay my partner no mind, for he is a foolish knave. But I tell thee, I am the bearer of... Let go my leg, man! Let go my middle, man. Cease and desist. Sebastian! I tell thee that I am in possession of wisdom so acute, that thou dost need it to save thy very life. The plots against thee are thick as thieves. Therefore, if thou wouldst hear what I do know and have even proof of thereby
With thine ear.
then thou wilt pay me well. Thou hast pockets aplenty. What be in these great pockets, I wonder?
Wonder many of us do. So much pockets thou hast.
Sebastian, 'tis I, your dear friend Felicia.
will give thee coin, e'en though thou dost demand it for my life, and thou shalt tell me what thou didst hear Edgar say. Dost thou desire the coin?
Ah! Ah, enough for me and enough for thee.
Now speak.
Trust you thou this lady.
We have traveled together for more than 7 years.
Edgar is not interested in your heart. He does not love thee, though he says he does. He says that. He, evil man that he is, loves only the coin. I know not why such evil exists in the world. Why mankind is not more loving to each and each.
I prithee cease.
We great grief that it be so.
Is there more?
Nay, that is all for
I thank thee for thy pains and thy information, and I do wish thee gone.
one more coin to see me gone. This is how it is done, Lord Felix.
I have no more. I have given thee all.
This is not how it is done. And fair, sweet odors of excellence rain upon you both.
Odors of excellence!
I thank thee.
Where didst thou go?
I was... That dinner! 'Twas the worst dinner since the Last Supper!
Aye. 'Twas even worse standing on the side watching.
Indeed, I needed air. Thank thee. One makes an odd-looking Felicia, I must say.
Thy clothes are so uncomfortable. Why dost thou wear them?
I do enjoy these garments. I do not enjoy that veil.
The pockets are so shallow.
Aye. But they look well on me, do they not?
Aye, thou art stunning as always.
Sebastian, I must tell you something. In your chamber, pretending to be you, I met the most...
Oh, Sebastian! Did we not have a meeting when we were to find ourselves most beneficially employed in studying the Pythagorean theorem?
Did we?
Indeed. Good sir, you left us most bereft of your kind attentions.
My apologies, dear. Hast thou met my dearest friend Felicia? She hath taught me all that I know of the geometries.
Very well, then I shall be yours, and you shall have the company man.
Marcelo,
Yea.
why sayest thou this?
For you did say that you had an affection for him.
I do have a strong affection, 'tis true, but my affections are now changed, and I would like thee to find thyself with this Sebastian, and I shall with this fair maiden.
Sister.
Marcelo, thou, aside, stand aside. Stand aside, please, for I am eager to test the knowledge of this lovely maiden.
She is most fickle.
She thinks I want thee, and now I am me.
So why is she no longer attracted to me?
Because I as you indeed would. Wait.
I am impatient with your coddlings of me. Stand aside, Marcello.
I know your heart as well as any man.
You do not know it better than I know it myself, man. Now stand aside.
Just be careful.
I will. I prithee give me leave to go with her.
Just be careful, and I give you leave to go.
Oh, you give me leave. Thank you, Father. Lady, wouldst thou be schooled by me?
That was an unexpected development.
I fear my sister makes a terrible tutor.
Well, depends on the subject, I think.
Methinks 'twas so.
Sebastian.
Good morrow, Marcello.
'Tis a pleasure.
We were hired to be your tutors.
So, what is your specialty?
Poetry, methinks,
Oh,
as well as business.
both things in which I am sorry.
I am most ill-suited to hear such things from you, for you have been given the chance to learn from the greatest minds and be the greatest man.
'Tis one thing to stand in the shadow of greatness, 'tis another to absorb it. And I am afraid I am not a sponge.
My sister and I have not been given the chance to have such things as you have been given, for we are orphans, and as such have wandered ourselves throughout the world, and made ourselves the people that we are today.
But now you have family, you have a home, you are my tutors, you are of this house.
It's kind for you to say. However, if you do not find yourself in the position of learning such poetry or things that we have to offer, then I fear that we shall not be long for this position.
Well, should you be a good tutor, then I shall no longer be sorry.
I didst but o'er here, not by some ill repute, your dinner earlier this e'en, and I must say, and mind me not if I step myself out of place, but I find this Edgar fellow to be below you in station.
Wouldst thou say he was as the sludge from the chamber pot on Sunday after a very raucous Saturday night?
And you call yourself not a poet.
You flatter me, sir.
If you are to convince your mother that you care not for the suitor that she has chosen, then you need to tell her in such a way that she can understand. For you to tell her that she is like unto a chamber pot will not be so.
One would think that vanishing for 7 years would be explanation enough.
While I have not parents of mine own, I have known many a noble person in my travels. And as such, they care not for the machinations of ill-favored youth, but rather the well-thought-out and well-spoken young man that you are.
Chamber pot.
Trust me, by the time I am done tutoring you, you shall find yourself in such a way that you can explain to your mother in better words than of a 4th year school child.
Brother,
Sister,
blame not this haste of mine. I must speak with thee. Knowest thou that when something so true happens, that it must be seized upon,
not heard such words spoken betwixt your lips.
I do not ask for thy permission, for I need it not. You are not my elder. I am yours by 20 minutes.
Yet even so, I see the truth inside your eyes.
But I must ask thy permission for one thing. This that was found with us when our fathers did scoop us up from the very forest and would give to her. It is the only thing that we have of our true parentage.
Aye, 'tis yours. Give it to her, for the way you look at her is like unto 1,000 suns upon the heavens.
I thank thee. I have never been so happy, dear brother.
You are going to be a most beauteous wife, and I shall walk thee down upon the
Nay, nay, I shall walk myself with
I will
them.
follow. I'm a flower boy.
It did take thee long enough.
Indeed, I do apologize.
That is quite the smile on your face.
Is it?
I must say, I o'erheard. Nay, nay, I should not.
Oh, tell me.
That Ophelia is quite smitten with thee. How quickly she turned from me, but 'tis probably better in the end that it be you that she finds herself fascinated with.
She ne'er did love thee. She loved me as thee.
Her brother, though.
Indeed.
Such a better match than Edgar, even though he has no station. I would spend a year with him for every second I was with that disgusting oaf.
Yeah. Thou hast it right. He is sludge.
Aye. Although, it seems I must come up with a better explanation for dear mother.
Harkee and markee Sebastian, for though you are the wolves that need be conquered, I shall use my siege tool and mount your very walls. Prepare yourself, good sir. Oh, very well. We have company, I see.
Aye. 'Tis my dearest friend Felicia. She fought by my side in Denmark.
Felicia, well met, I say. Thou art a most imposing foe. But I mean you no ill harm, for I am here to woo your man, who sits sort of upon his very bed, awaiting the conquering forces of myself to usurp his fields and his inner sanctum.
Speak like a knave.
Well, it is true. I am not a skilled actual tactician of war. Nay, that was not my calling, for I was meant for other things, for these soft hands could ne'er wield a sword. Instead, those are very, very unsoft hands.
Note the calluses well.
Yes, I see that. That is very impressive. But even so, mine is a more loquacious, elegant, romantic, I know soldiers know not much of metaphor, but it means that when you say one thing, it is something orally else entirely.
A soldier I may be, and a mathematician as well. But I do know poetry.
Upon this very night that I myself couldst but woo your man, I would but
Poetry did I hear from you, Edgar?
'Twas nothing. I was speaking poetic of your son's beauteous things.
And how he wishes to conquer them.
Oh, Edgar, such forceful speech. I have not made your acquaintance.
Mother,
My lady.
my apologies. 'Tis my best friend, Felicia. She who has guarded me well these last 7 years, 6 months. She who navigated our ship by the stars and wielded sword at my side.
Everyone needs a friend such as that, and you are blessed, Sebastian, in such a one as she. Would that I had a friend that was so stalwart. Edgar.
Yes, my lady. Soon to be mother-in-law.
Edgar, this was always my great dream.
I am many a person's greatest dream.
And I would ask now, in your very presence, to hear my son's heart. Sebastian, I am done with forcing. I am done with thinking that I know better than your own true nature. And I would know what thou lookest. If thou lookest upon this man and find him well, I will support your union. But if thou canst not bring yourself to love him, I will urge you no longer.
Thou dost honor my departed mother well.
Speak not of her, my son.
But in truth, mother, while I know it is a match that thou dost value greatly, I find myself in a quandary, as Edgar, as strapping and intelligent and poetic as he is, I cannot find him when I look in my heart.
He's jesting. It is a jest. It's a.
Oh, Edgar, how you have beguiled us all. Or, shall I say myself, for you were not so taken. But I did hear report of your fine behavior. What sayest thou to me, my long-held friend, whom I did trust in my time of grief, when I would look upon any as a friend, when all were lost to me, my poor son gone, my most beloved buried, and you stepped into that void most smoothly. Now you have betrayed me. Sebastian, what would your mother say to this man at this moment? And I shall say it.
Oh, ask me not, mother. 'Twould not be good for any here.
beg of thee mercy. I was in my cups. I know not what I did. And 'tis oftentimes said of men who drink.
I know a lovely woman by the name of Captain Mabelina and her fine friend, Lord Felix. Perhaps thou wouldst like to spend some time in their company.
Oh, my lady.
For a fortnight only, just to see how that sits upon thee. Wouldst thou?
I am not meant for the stocks. The stocks are not for me. My head is far too large to fit through such a small hole.
I am free. Mother, thou hast no idea how much this means to me.
I do, for I have heard thee well. And I would ask your forgiveness now. I kneel before thee.
Hey.
I kneel before thee, hear me speak, for I have been most stubborn and most ill-equipped to see what is before my very eyes. I cannot see myself, I cannot see you, and I certainly could not see Edgar all these years. Nay, I could not even see the love that my own lady had for me. Do you know that my lady Perdita is in love with me? Didst know it?
Nay. She is wonderful.
Oh, my son, throw me not upon her.
No.
I do see her as a sister only.
A sister can keep you warm near the fire.
Oh, stop. I
Sister-
merely report this because throughout this week I have seen one veil after another fall, and I am reveal it.
There may be one other veil.
My lady.
Marcello, have you found your pupil apt?
I have. He has learned most well. And in doing so, I fear that he has graduated this day.
So soon? Pray tell.
For the true poetry of a man's mind is one in which that he can say the things he wishes to say most, in a way that it needs to be heard. For if it cannot be heard, then there's no point in saying it at all.
And what wilt thou do?
Celebrate.
For me, I believe I shall take a month or two in the country. And see thou sit and manage this county. Wouldst thou?
I will do well by you, mother. With all of my heart, I want not but to please you from this day forward.
And thou shalt stay as an advisor, sir.
Happily I would.
I shall see thee before I depart.
Thank thee.
Congratulations.
I have ne'er felt this sense of relief before. Not even upon departing Denmark.
'Tis true, I've been to Denmark. 'Tis a most ill and foul place.
Wicked, wicked place. I know not what to do now. For all my life, I have been running or fighting. And now I need do neither. I would have your counsel. Give it freely.
wouldst hate me.
I wouldst.
Most wonderful. I should have known when I saw thee first, how like you look to her. For even now, I did find your friend wearing her necklace in the corridor, asked her where it came and how. You are my own child.
Oh!
And where is your sister? I long to put my arms around her.
She is in love with my brother's best friend.
Sayest thou?
She is in the most heated throes of passion even now.
With this fair creature, my heart overflows. 3 children have I this day. Nay, good lady, keep it, for it was given to thee in love, and it suits thee well. And I shall give my daughter away to thee.
Mother.
My son. Come embrace your brother.
Even twere it uncomfortable for us to be what I was thinking we should be. 'Tis a glorious day, for now my best friend is also my sister.
And I hope that I can be your best friend as well. But I have not had such affection for another man in a long time.
Aye.